Ever wonder what motivates people to get plastic surgery?
Did they regret it?
What can we learn from the weird and wild stuff that happens at a plastic surgery clinic? We're going to tell some stories, get some laughs, and learn on
Clinic Talk with Sabrina Sajan
on the Plastic Surgeon Podcast.
Hello, my friends. I'm Dr. Javad Sajan, and of course, I'm here with my lovely wife and CEO of ALLURE Aesthetics, Sabrina Sajan.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening. Please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts to support the channel. On Clinic Talk, we tell real stories of fun, strange, hopeful, and educational things that happen at our clinics from day to day.
We get a lot of weird and hilarious happenings in the clinic, guys.
You can find the clinic at ALLUREaesthetic.com for more information. So, Janu, what clinic stories are we going to talk about today?
So, John, before we get into the clinic stories, we got to talk about your sunburn.
I know. Look at my nose, guys.
Oh,
it's literally burnt. My makeup is like 5 shades lighter right now.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know if that's bad or good.
I don't know either.
So, guys, for Valentine's Day, I planned a surprise trip for Sabrina and myself to the Maldives. Mm-hmm. Now, the Maldives is this island nation in the sort of the middle of the Indian Ocean. And every Valentine's Day, now for the past couple, I've tried to plan something. So we get a little vacation from the clouds of Seattle.
Yeah.
And when we were searching for something this time, the only place I could find that was sort of open was Maldives. So originally we had a 36-hour, so we were taking off 7 working days. We had a 36-hour trip to get there and then 37-ish back. Mm-hmm. Because we were going from here to San Francisco to Doha to Maldives, and then seaplane to the resort.
Seaplane and then a little boat. And
yes,
then,
we're not counting the seaplane or boat time.
Yeah.
But what happened is the airline we were using, Qatar Airways, they actually randomly emailed me a few weeks before the flight after I had mentally committed to the 35-hour flight and paid for it that, hey, we have a direct flight now from Seattle to Doha, cutting out that whole California juncture. So we did it.
Yeah.
And we went there. It was really, really a beautiful place.
Yeah. Very, very beautiful.
When we got there, I thought it was going to be a little hop to the island, but it was a huge journey.
Yeah, I thought the airport was the last stop, but it wasn't.
No. So from the airport, we had a concierge person from the resort quickly take us nicely to via a SUV to a special separate airport. Mm-hmm. Then from there, we got on a seaplane, mm-hmm. and then we had to land on
a wood block.
Yeah, like a wooden barge. I don't know what it's called. It was a floating piece of wood in the middle of the ocean. Yeah. And on this ocean, we had to wait for a boat to come pick us up.
Yeah.
And then we first got on the wrong boat because there were people from a few other resorts there too.
Yeah.
So they announced something that we were staying at this resort. You can see the name on our Instagram at realdrseattle. And, or you can see it on Sabrina's too at Mrs. Sajan. Mm-hmm. They said something that started with the similar first letter. So we're like, okay, that sounds good. Let's get on the boat. So we got on the boat and then they're about to take off and they start screaming. We're like, what's going on? Yeah. And they're like, no, the wrong boat.
Wrong boat.
But then we switched and then we got to the right island. Mm-hmm. But the country was beautiful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And, for a lot of you guys know we eat halal only and the entire country's halal. Mm-hmm. So eating was very, very easy, very nice, very beautiful, very relaxing.
Very accommodating.
What was your most favorite part of the trip, sweetheart?
I think the most unique part overall, I think we've been on, many trips like this, I would say, especially we went to Thailand and Singapore and stuff. And I think the most unique part that kind of stands out for me would be the scuba diving.
That was wild.
Yeah. I would have never, I don't think I would have ever imagined that I would have had the courage to do that because I'm not of a water person so much.
I was so proud of you that you did it. I didn't think you would go under the water.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. Like wearing the whole oxygen tank on the back and just like being underwater. And then I know you were able to sit on the floor of the ocean, which is so cool.
That was cool.
But I think that was a unique experience, just, feeling the different world down there. And it's like, it was very, very unique.
It was so surreal. You know, it just totally takes you out of your comfort zone and you experience something that I never thought existed.
So pitch quiet it was down there. Like, oh.
I thought it'd be like looking at a fish tank.
Yeah, no.
The COVID testing was intense. So before we got there, we had to get tested. And we only had so many hours to get tested. And then the lab lost my test.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. And then I was on the phone the night before our flight trying to call the lab and trying to expedite the test and say, come on, we have to get on a flight. Can you please expedite our test? And
so we had to get the test so many hours before the flight. We both got the swabs. And then we get the result and Sabrina got hers negative and mine says missing something, call ASAP. So I had to get re-swabbed, and then we only have a few hours to get before the flight, literally the day of the flight. We're like hoping they're getting it to us by the morning.
Yeah.
And what we did was we actually went to the testing facility, talked to the security guard, talked to the lab tech to try to get them to expedite it, to drop off the second swab.
Yeah.
And then Sabrina was on the phone every 2 hours trying to get it done.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was like the nick of time. We got a negative result back.
Oh man. Then we got on the plane, did the whole thing. And then to come back, we had to get retested. And so in the US, typically the swab one nostril or one nasopharynx back of your nose. There, we had a really nice person, Dr. Catherine. She was so sweet. She came to the resort and she does your swab. And she swabs both nasopharynx and the back of your throat. So they do 3 swabs per patient.
Yep.
How did that feel?
I don't know. The throat was definitely weird because I've got the nose before. So that was okay. But yeah. The fact that they had to do all 3 was very weird.
Yeah, yeah. Very thorough.
Very thorough.
Yeah, the trip I thought was amazing. The most restful trip we've ever taken.
Same.
And I think one of the reasons for that, guys, is my recommendation. The last thing I'll say about the trip is, so we've gone to like all-inclusive in Mexico, which has been cool. But this was a little bit different, right, John? How was it different?
Well, their whole thing was anything, anytime, anywhere. So, you can ask for anything, anytime, anywhere, which made things very easy. And we didn't really have to like stick to a strict schedule like we've had to in the past, I think, at different places that we've gone. And like that, I feel like makes it more not relaxing is when you're like rushing to get to your activity or rushing to get to a dinner reservation that they made for you and things like that. They're very accommodating throughout the time. They would change our times even like an hour before or a few minutes before, like, oh, if you're running late, don't worry, we'll just switch it. And I think more of that was the whole private island situation. There was only, including us, there was only 7 couples on the entire island. So I think that's what made it so private and accommodating on the island side. Yeah,
and with your rate, they include all the services. Now you can upgrade a little bit here and there, which we did a little bit, but basically everything is included, including the spa, unlimited. We got so many massages, we were sore after like the 3rd day. Yeah, we were going twice a day. We're like, it's included, why not? And then we were both looking at each other like at our 6th massage, I think the 2, 4, 6. Yeah, the 3rd day, we're like, I'm good.
I was like, my back is really sore. Yeah,
the massages are really good when you're paying for them and you want them, but if they're unlimited, it becomes a little bit much.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys. So that was it. Now getting to the clinic, John. What's this I hear that someone tried to jump or beat up our COO?
Yes. Can you believe that?
What happened?
So, basically, we've been interviewing for different positions, like, because we've opened the new location. So we're trying to fill a lot of different positions. So we usually hold all our interviews at our Linwood location. And myself and our
headquarters,
yeah. Myself and the COO usually split up the interviews because there's so many. So we try to do half and half. So it was her day to do the interviews. And so she was doing the interviews. There was a interview that came in and it was like 5 minutes into the interview or something. We let her know that we're running a little behind and we had to sit down and she's waiting in the lobby and then she takes her mask off in the lobby.
How long was she waiting?
Like 3 to 5 minutes.
And we have signs everywhere that says keep your mask on.
Correct.
And she took her mask off.
Yes. So she takes her mask off and she's like either on the phone.
Did she have a MAGA hat?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
She takes her mask off and she's just sitting, and then she starts talking on the phone without her mask. And another patient that's in the lobby tells her.
But the applicant, like a patient.
Yeah, so it was an applicant that was sitting in the lobby, and then there was a patient. The applicant is the one who took her mask off. So the patient told the applicant, you need to put your mask back on.
That's right. Tell her.
And so the applicant really got upset. And she said, you're not going to tell me to put my mask back on.
It's the law.
And then the patient's like, yes, I will. You will put your mask back on or you will not be here.
That's the way our patients are. I love them.
And she even said there's signs everywhere that says you must wear your mask and keep your mask on. And the applicant was so rude, she ignored the patient. And they were getting a little bit heated conversation at that time. So one of our front desk staff kindly moved the patient into a room where she could sit and wait because she was getting very uncomfortable and feeling unsafe because the applicant would not put her mask back on. That's
really dangerous because our patients have had surgery. Sometimes after surgery, your immune system isn't the strongest, and she could be just breathing COVID everywhere.
Yeah.
So did she put her mask on after the patient?
No, she still hadn't put her mask back on. And as our front desk staff is moving the patient into the room, the applicant tells the front desk staff, did you hear that beep? She told me to put my mask back on.
And what was it? Is it the B word?
B word.
You're kidding.
No. Applicant.
Oh my God.
That's the kind of language they're using before they got an interview.
Oh my God.
So
that's called liability.
So meanwhile, Griselda, our COO, walks in, and
you got describe Griselda for the people.
She's very petite. She's about 5 feet. Really nice looking. Very not overwhelming at all. Like super nice and what else would you say?
Yeah, I would say she comes across as pretty non-threatening.
Yeah, not threatening at all. And meanwhile, Griselda walks in from the front door, and there's this like conversation happening with the front desk and the interviewee, and then she steps into the office, and then the front desk staff tells Griselda that that this interviewee has been waiting here. She already had a altercation with the patient.
What job was this person interviewing for?
Front desk.
You're kidding.
No. And she says, the patient was really was upset because the applicant wouldn't put her mask back on.
Now, did the patient hear that the applicant called her the B word?
We think that she heard. So then the first thing Griselda did was go talk to the patient. She apologized and said, unfortunately, I'm sorry that you had to hear that. And the individual called you names. It's not a patient that comes here. It's an applicant. And the patient was like, I hope you're not hiring her. And so then that ended. And the patient was okay. She's like, I understand. No problem. And then Griselda went out in the lobby and let the applicant know that unfortunately, because of your interactions with our team members and patients, we will not be able to interview you today.
She's telling her this in the lobby. She didn't take her into a private room?
No. Okay. She told her this in the lobby. Everyone at the front desk was watching. There's no one else in the lobby at that time. So Griselda just
And was she maskless still?
Yeah, maskless.
Oh my God.
And as she's telling her, she's like, I need you to put your mask on. And of course she ignored her. And then she said, and then once she said, we won't be able to interview, she got super heated up.
What?
She got up. She called Griselda names.
What kind of names?
I don't know. She was Griselda said she was showing her hand movements.
Oh my God.
And bobbing her head.
Yeah.
And the applicant was almost like 5'11". So she was almost looking over Griselda. So she was like calling her names and bobbing her head and showing hand movements.
Oh my God.
And the last thing that they hear is like, shorty this, shorty that. And then our two front desk staff members were standing there watching.
So the applicant was basically charging or running towards Griselda, swearing at her and moving her hand like this.
Yeah. And literally she's looking over her because Griselda was a little bit shorter than her.
Yeah.
So she's like looking over her head, like, all aggressive and, try to act like she's going to beat her up or something.
Oh my God.
So our 2 front desk staff were ready. They were literally standing there ready to jump over the front desk to grab the applicant.
Oh my God. That's unbelievable.
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So how did they get her out of the office?
I think the last thing they said that that we're going to have to call security if she doesn't leave right now and stop yelling in the lobby.
Do you know what kind of things she said? She called her shorty. Did she say any other swear words?
I think there were some other swear words involved, yes.
And what did she say when Griselda told her we're not going to interview you? Did she ever, what was her response?
Basically that, why aren't you going to interview me? Like, who are you? And this and that and all the stuff. I remember the first thing that she said was, so as soon as Griselda came into the lobby to talk to her, she's like, oh, are you Griselda? And she was like, yeah. And then she's like, oh, are you going to interview me? Like acting like she shouldn't have been interviewing her. Yeah, that's how it all started, actually. I remember.
That's not nice.
Literally, she was going to jump her.
That's crazy. I think our front desk would have held her down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have some strong front desk people.
I know. That's wild.
That's wild.
I think, if you're going to interview, that's definitely what not to do.
I could not believe it. It was crazy.
So John, now I know we get a lot of Instagram messages, right?
Yes.
And I remember you were checking them when we were asleep, and you told me about somebody wanting to vibe with me. Yeah. So they messaged you directly.
Yeah. So usually all of our messages get answered by our social media coordinator.
Yeah.
And then if there's anything special or anything that stands out, they usually send it to us or have us check it. So usually I don't check my messages, but we had the social media coordinator ask me to look at this one because it was really funny.
But this was on your private account.
Correct.
At Mrs. Sajan, not on my business, whatever one.
Correct.
Okay.
So she said, oh, you might want to look at this message. And I said, oh, okay, why? And she's like, oh, it's really interesting. You might want to read it. And I couldn't believe someone messaged me this. I'm going to actually read it right off of the post. One moment. Let me pull it up.
I think this is going to be good.
Alrighty. So, this individual sent me a message on my personal Instagram. Starts off with saying hi to me. And then it says, your husband is super talented and amazing.
Okay, cool.
2 exclamation points.
That's true.
Okay.
It's a good statement.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Then it says, I want a consultation with your hubby.
Okay. Does she know who she's messaging?
Then it says, I am 99.99% sure I want to use him, but I want to get an appointment to see if we, quotations, gel together.
She used the word, she had quotes?
Quotes. I want to get an appointment to see if we gel together and have vibes.
Ouch. She's messaging the wife this.
Can you pull a free consultation for me? And then it says, yeah, I'm asking you because I'm hoping you will make an exception for me. I'm not buttering, but you are really pretty.
Are you kidding me? That was the message?
And that was the message.
We got to break this down. Let's go through it. So, okay, the first sentence is okay.
I want a consultation with your hubby.
That's the second sentence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, that's okay. That's getting a little bit weird. What's the third one?
Who says that?
I don't know.
It's called Dr. Sajan for everyone out there.
Which it's true.
The third sentence is I'm 99.99% sure I want to use him.
What's she gonna use? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, like what are you gonna use here? Use what? I don't understand the word use. And then it says, but I want to get an appointment to see if we gel. What kind of gel is this?
The message keeps getting more bad as you read it. Like, okay, use, you can say, okay, maybe she wants to consult for surgery. Okay, that's a little bit weird, but okay, we can look past that. But now, gel in quotes?
Yes, it's literally in quotes.
Is she trying to be like the whole sister wives thing? You know, you seen that show?
No.
You ever seen that show, Alex? That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm not effing into that. Whatever that is, that just sounds wrong.
Okay.
No one's trying to gel a vibe here. Yeah. Okay, guys? No one. Not my husband and not me.
Okay. What's the next line?
And she wants a free consultation after all of that.
You know, that's a little bit
That's
asking
a little
lot.
bit much.
Yeah. Well, you know, I hope that person doesn't listen to the podcast.
I'm pretty sure they're probably going to listen to this podcast.
Oh, nothing we can do about that.
Well, if you're going to act like this, I'm going to call you out.
Yes. You know, messaging the wife that is not a good idea. Definitely not.
Definitely not. And then she's saying, I'm asking because I'm hoping you will make an exception for me. I don't even know who this person is. I've never seen them. I don't met them. I don't know them. We have no mutual friends, nothing.
You think it's a high school friend?
No. And the thing is, just so you guys know the context, this is not a 20-year-old person.
Somebody more mature than that.
Yes, much more. From the picture I can see.
Well, you know what? No gelling or vibing here, guys.
No, not at all. And you know, it's I understand a lot of times people will, you know, or not a lot of times. This is probably the first time anyone's ever asked me for a free consultation. But like many of you know, our consultations are $100. So
and they don't apply towards the service.
Correct.
It's for the consult, right?
It's for the consult. And we do that because we, you know, spend our time with our patients. We really give them that experience. We have multiple people along the way that they meet. They meet an RN that rooms them. They meet the doctor. Then they also meet a surgical coordinator. They have all these people along the way that are there for them for this appointment. And we really truly give the value to the patient, make them feel comfortable. And I've heard, you know, from other people and other patients that have came to us, and they truly told us that, you know, your team really makes us feel really comfortable. And it really helps us trust you guys because you guys make us feel that way. And I'm like, why do you say that? And a lot of times patients will be like, we've been to other consultations. They do not make you feel like that.
And one of the reasons for that is we have invested in the team and the time that it takes to give someone proper education about a surgery. You know, we don't try to rush. I don't try to just get it done. When I have a consult, I really ask myself, how can I help this nice, amazing person in front of me today? And that's the goal. And whatever it takes to give them an answer, we're going to do that.
Yeah. And a lot of times patients will also like get upset, you know, about our consultation availability. Recently, we've had a lot of patients.
Like when you say upset, like what? They're just like, oh, I can't get in, or?
No, they'll like curse you out.
What?
Yeah.
Like, how? Like for what?
Yeah. So we've had a couple incidents where patients have called to get a consultation with Dr. Sajan, and you know, we're blessed that he's booked out, you know, at least a few months for his consultations. And sometimes when patients will call, they're expecting to get in within a week or two. And when we tell them that the next availability is 4 months down the line, they get really upset. Like they truly feel like we don't want them to come in for the consultation, or we're stopping them from coming for a consultation, or we're purposely giving them a date 4 months out. And I remember one person told one of our team members that, oh, just delete someone's appointment and put me in there.
What?
Yeah. They were that desperate to get in.
I heard someone said I'll pay double.
Yeah. One person said that she'll pay double for her procedure just so she can get in this week. Double.
It's not about the money, guys. It's about serving the people.
No, we said, unfortunately, that's something that we do not offer. And we're happy to schedule it. We truly, you know, are blessed to have patients like you that really want to, you know, have procedures at our practice. But, you know, the patient's been waiting for 3, 4, or 5 months to come in for a consultation. We have to respect that.
Absolutely.
And yeah.
That's what's wild. I know you told me that some of the patients gave us feedback from other consultations that may be complimentary or free. And nothing wrong with that. You know, everybody has their own style of doing it. What's like the worst thing you've heard about people going to other consults? Yeah,
so we try to get feedback from people, especially for, you know, patients that are getting bigger procedures. They usually go to many other doctors in the area to get consultation just so they can get an idea of different surgeons and different services that everyone offer. So we like to always get feedback and ask them after their procedures, why did you decide to pick us, or what set us apart from other people, or why did you decide to pick our practice? And probably the worst thing I've ever heard is a patient said that she once went to a consultation. She said it was a complimentary consultation, so it was zero charge. And she almost felt like it was so quick and so uncomfortable that she felt that she was molested and thrown out of the office.
Wow.
After the consultation.
No, she didn't give us the name of the doctor.
No.
But wow, that's unbelievable. That's rough.
Yeah.
It's better to do less, but to do your best. You know, people often ask, why don't you just do more? And I tell people this every time. My goal isn't to do as much as I can, but is to do the best I can.
Yeah.
And every patient I have the privilege to serve, my goal is to always exceed their expectations while giving them the reality of what I can achieve.
Mm-hmm. And every patient that, comes to us for, a procedure, if that's even a Botox or laser hair removal or whatever it is, they become part of our big family here.
Mm-hmm.
They're with us till the end, we'll be there for them no matter what. If that's 2 a.m., they give us a call. On the weekend, they give us a call. Even if that's the esthetician appointment, if that's a Botox appointment.
I've taken the esthetician post-peel questions at many branches.
Yeah. And we're always there for them. It's not that, only specific patients will attend to them on the weekend or after hours. It's every patient from top, bottom. It doesn't matter about who you are, what procedure you've gotten, or how much you've paid, or anything like that. We're there for each one of them 100%.
Always. Guys, thank you for listening to Clinic Talk on the Plastic Surgeon podcast. Please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts to support the channel.
Tune in next time for more Clinic Talk. We have more great stories coming your way.
For my live surgeries on Snapchat and adventures throughout the week, catch us on all social media at realdrseattle.
See you next time. Bye.
Bam. What?